No, now we are live. Okay, now we're live.
Now we're live.
No more talking about the you-know-what.
Okay, we can't mention that again.
We're not talking about any rashes.
No. That's private stuff. We don't talk about that. We always have to respect our guests.
We're not going to talk about our guest rash today.
Dude.
Oh, shit.
What the
I slipped.
Jesus, man. Anyway, welcome. What is it, episode 34?
I thought we stopped doing that because we don't know anymore.
No, we do. We know.
34. Okay.
I think it's episode 34.
I'll trust you on that one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Welcome, everybody. Jump Street Podcast. Welcome.
Everyone looks hyped in the group right now.
Oh, we got a hype group on
a
Monday night?
Yeah, hardcore inliner. Topher Klimek, Angela Bender, Dandelion, Mr. Self-Destroy.
Topher?
Joseph Hernandez. Topher? Yeah, Topher.
I'm going to call you Tofu.
Reverb and Echo. Okay, hold on. We got something going on here. How's it now? I think we might have...
reverb?
We had an extra audio source going for some reason right there. Does it sound better? Please let us know.
Do you have the psychedelic vocals on?
Oh, that might be. Oh, there we go. We're good. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Thanks, Smiley Juggles. I love these names that we got going on here.
Welcome. Episode 34, everyone. Thank you very much for joining us. As always, we have a very, very special episode and a very special guest for you this week.
We have no notes this week.
We don't need notes.
Sure. We don't.
We're getting that good.
I should have had the blank cards at least so it looked official.
Well, what the guests don't know is that we've been studying our notes behind the scenes.
And we don't actually use them.
In the green room.
Yes, in the green room.
We've been bouncing back and forth ideas. We've been training ourselves. And
we're good.
It's pretty legit.
We're good.
Everyone, thanks for following us. Please, if you don't already, we're going to have to give you our regular mantra. Please follow us on Facebook. Give us a like. Instagram. Go to our iTunes. Give us a 5-star rating. Give us a review. Give us a positive
I think we're almost
review.
at 200 reviews.
200 reviews?
We're almost at 200 reviews. I
What
forget what the
ratings?
exact number is.
What about ratings? How are we doing for ratings?
No, I think that is ratings, actually. 200 ratings. So we could do
Okay,
that. We could do 200.
okay.
We were at like 191 or something like that the other week.
Oh, yeah?
So let's get to 200. If you haven't already, leave us a review or a rating at least, I guess.
And as always, like if you go on our YouTube, like the interaction really helps. So if you want to like leave a comment or share our videos on like whatever social media, that really helps us a
Get
lot.
A little conversation going on.
Yeah, the interactions. YouTube starts to see that there's interactions. They're like, ooh,
Mr. YouTube.
These guys are sweet, and then they want to hook us up with like all the money, right?
All of it. And the notification bell works again.
Yeah. Oh, finally.
We fixed it.
I don't know if
I don't know. We didn't fix it, but it works now.
No, I had a few complaints on that, and I don't know if it was bothering anybody else, but we were having problems with the notification bell. We weren't getting our.
That's not us. That's YouTube right there.
Yeah.
That's Mr. YouTube.
We can't take.
That's Mr. YouTube.
We can't take responsibility for that.
Are they getting the ding? See?
Okay. Yeah, but we all got it today, so it seems to be better.
But we do have our WTF of the week.
As always.
We
always got to get our WTF of the week, and this WTF of the week goes to our man, Danny Aldridge.
The homie Danny Aldridge. Let's see this. Bing. Huh. I was so blown away.
That's like...
I was so blown away at the midfield. I didn't even notice the 7-foot-high air he gets on this quarter.
Also, what's up with like the British guys? Like, look at how they land off tricks. Look at this.
Like, the flexing.
That's the most British thing that's ever been done. He just got... Of like a 7-foot-high Misty over his spine.
That's the sign for I'm ready for my tea.
That's not even a Misty.
That's
like
now.
A front flip 180.
Yeah, that was
balls
out.
Full fronty 180.
So shout out to the homie Danny Aldridge.
Yeah, big shout out.
I want to get Danny on the show one day.
We should.
I'm a Danny fan now.
We should.
I'm a Danny fan. I'll admit it. I'll be the first to admit it. The first, because no one else probably admitted it yet.
Well, I think other people probably be willing to admit it. I'm willing to admit it right now.
There you go. So you got 2 fans right here, at least.
Yeah.
At least 2 fans.
I like Nick Lomax's whole crew.
Yeah, they're good.
He's got a good crew.
all those what are those edits he has called? I don't know. He has like edits on YouTube. It's all them just skating around the streets of Barcelona, getting pizza, skating around.
I haven't seen the YouTube edits, but I like pretty much like just see everything
like
through his Instagram.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's
Out and About, that's what it's called.
Is that what it's called? I got to be honest, I'm a little like sometimes...
I got to be honest.
I get a little jealous of Nick's life sometimes. I'm just like, man, it just looks like he's just skating away all day. Just skating, having fun.
It looks like that's what he does.
And then I just wake up and I go to work and I'm like, that's not what I'm doing.
We're living in New York. You got to work. You got to make money. Otherwise, you're dead.
Okay, I'm going to shout out Nick Lomax because I'm jealous.
Okay.
This is a jealous shout out. Shout out Nick Lomax. Jealous of you.
We see you out there.
And Danny Aldridge.
And Danny Aldridge too.
All
doing
right, cool.
you flips all over Barcelona.
Yeah, I know. Big fronty ones.
Do you have anything else going on?
Well, we got a lot going on, but I think we want to get straight to our very
Let's do it.
Special guest.
Let's do it.
So our guest this week Brian Bina. He is the owner of Hatian Magazine. He has made many films, one of them recently coming out being called INTI, and he has a lot more projects on the way. So without further ado,
Brian Bina.
can we get a drum roll?
We have a YouTube bell. We have an actual live YouTube bell.
Yeah, like the notification bell. No, it's
like a bing, bing.
Okay.
Someone has been watching the show.
What about the old school bell? You can't do the
one of those. We could.
cowbell.
The cowbell.
We should.
Then the cows will come over.
No, that bell's like for if like you break your ankle and like you're married or you have a girlfriend.
Oh, and they need to bring you food or like.
Yeah, and like your voice is
attend
messed
to
up,
you.
so you
True.
can't say hey. It's just
Yeah.
like,
That's when you get your tonsils removed.
Yeah, exactly.
You got the bell.
oh, babe, do you mind? My lovely girlfriend Corey is bringing the bell.
That's a nice bell.
There we go.
Welcome to the show, my man.
That's like when you're in the store and the old man's like sleeping in the
Yeah.
back.
Or when you go to the motel in like the middle of the country.
And you have to wake him
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like a big version of it though.
Yeah.
But that's what happens when you get a notification from Jump Street when we go live every time. So if you don't already hit the bell. Bina, welcome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is this your first time on a podcast?
No, I did one with Crayons. Like, I got back from India and immediately went on podcast with him without ever meeting him before, and it was like really tough to talk about Western stuff after like just getting off the plane, you know.
Shout out Crans, by the way.
Yeah, that was a crazy one. But yeah, I think I did that one, and this is my first like video podcast.
Yeah. So now you're really on the spot.
Yeah, I feel like it.
Okay,
These
so
lights, yeah.
so let's
The
try
lights.
let's try to make this. The lights do make it hot a little bit, especially in July, right? So let's get into that a little bit. You're just talking about like how when you went on the first podcast with Crans, you had just come back from India, and I know you have
Yeah.
like these. You've been living this pretty crazy travel
Gypsy life.
lifestyle for a long time. So I don't know. It would be tough to figure out where to start on your traveling, but maybe talk about. You were saying how like it was difficult coming back to Western life from being in India. How long were you in India on that trip, and what did that whole thing entail?
Yeah, I didn't even know you were in India until earlier today.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I was there for 4 months in total. We were like 2 months
Damn,
in,
long
2 months
time.
India, 1 month in Nepal because we had to like mess with our visas.
Who's we?
Me
Was that Daffy
and
was
my
there too? Daffy visited you at all?
no, he was there a few months before.
Oh, not even the same time.
Or like
Crazy.
maybe a year before with his girlfriend.
Oh, shit, okay.
Or now wife.
Mm-hmm.
I was there with my girlfriend at the time. We traveled 2 months India, went to Nepal for 1 month, and then went back to India. No, Thailand 2 months, and then India 2 months. And had like a motorcycle out there, and we were like traveling
That sounds like an epic ass trip.
by motorcycle. Yeah, it was. I mean, something I'll never forget.
What did you
for
go there
sure.
for? Like, what were your intentions when you decided to do all that?
Her mother was like servicing a guru out there. She's Hare Krishna. So it was like the whole thing is like go to like the sacred town in
Mhm.
India, which is like a few hours south of Delhi.
Real quick, I'm not trying to interrupt you. Do you know what that is?
Hare Krishna?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know
Okay,
because of Seinfeld.
I just wanted to make sure.
I know because of Seinfeld.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, well, they probably bastardized it a little bit. You
It
know?
was just like it was a joke. It was a joke, but I know what it is because of it. Yeah.
Yeah, so like her mother was Hare Krishna and she as well, and we went there because her mother was living there servicing a guru, like living in a house, like, you know, they do the service every day, and that's like the chosen land for like the Hare Krishnas, like this town.
They're like monks or something like that, aren't they? Like that type of.
Yeah, I mean it's like really aesthetic, like really.
But they're Buddhist, right?
No,
They're
it's
Buddhist
it's
based.
it's Hindu. It's
Hindu?
like a sect of Hindu, but it's like kind of like this hippie offshoot of it. At least in the Western world, but when you go to India, it's like not hippie at all. It's like this is just their
That's it.
life.
That's
They're
it,
like,
yeah.
This is how it is. And so yeah, we just went to visit her, and then it kind of like things all happened to where like an old friend of mine like happened to be selling a motorcycle at the exact same time that we were arriving. I was like, all right, well, I guess we're gonna buy
Cop
a
that.
motorcycle. Yeah, so we bought a motorcycle, traveled for a few months, and then had to leave the country because of our visa. Ran around for a little bit, and then finally we were in Thailand, kind of just like bored because life in Thailand moves so slow and is so like chill.
Mm-hmm.
we're like, we need like some more
We need a rush.
action. Like we need action. So we flew straight back to India, saw her mother again, and kind of just like made another little trip. And I started studying music, and I was like, kind of wanted to just stay, but we couldn't because of the visa deal. So then continued my travels, came back to the States, worked, blah, 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 you know, go through the whole motions. That's what I do, like travel a little bit and then work for a little bit, travel a little bit, work for a little bit.
You work to travel, kind of?
Yeah, it's like...
So you work and save up money, and then you...
Exactly. Like I'll buckle down for a few months, like in something that I know that's like...
lucrative,
that I can make some money, and then I'll save. And just... travel.
Live somewhere cheap.
Yeah, exactly.
Forever, like a king.
Yeah, but then, you know, the time comes where you're completely broke again.
Yeah,
you have to do it all over. So it's kind of a...
Do you do any skating in India?
No, I didn't bring my skates. I left them in...
That's a long time to not be skating.
Yeah, I left them in Europe. Yeah, well, I mean, I was going a long time not skating in general in those years. Living in South America, living in Asia, traveling so much where it's like... Skates are heavy, man.
Yeah. Skates suck to travel with.
Yeah, you don't want to have like a camera and laptop and it's just not... It's one of these things where it's like, I'm going to have a musical instrument or my skates.
But not both.
Like I'll probably choose an instrument just because in these places, it's like, I didn't go to India to skate. I went to India to like do other things, you know.
Kind of vacation from life, just in general, like everything.
Yeah, just to experience you know, I feel like skating is more, at least for me, it's like more of a thing that you do in the first world where there are these places where it's like acceptable and you have a community surrounding you. But, you know, like I'm not going to go skate by myself in like some town of like dirt roads in India.
Yeah, you
like,
can't really.
I don't really think that's like, maybe one day.
Sitting and walk down the streets in India and seeing people like skating around, jumping on rails and
but
stuff.
no, I did see in the town that we were living in on our last trip there, Varanasi, there's like this little plaza on the river where there's these kids like skating on roller skates.
Oh shit, that's pretty cool.
They get down like...
They were jumping on shit or like trying to do stuff or what?
Not doing tricks, but you know, like old school like 80s like disco arena.
Shit.
Like
that's sick.
I was like, damn, this is crazy.
That's
man.
pretty cool.
Like the skates got like 3 wheels and stuff. It's like, fuck, man, this is
three
crazy.
wheels.
Yeah, like roller skates are like hand me down like for, you know, 20 generations or whatever. It's just like these crazy
clanking
skates
around.
that these kids are on. I'm just like, this is crazy that this actually exists like in this place where, you know, everyone's walking barefoot and there's like cow traffic jams and stuff. So.
Those are probably like the advanced people in the town.
I mean, we went into one shop where they were selling like board games and stuff, and there was like a pair of rollerblades in the window, and we were like, oh, that's crazy, man. But it was like, you know, 1985 rollerblades like wrapped in like saran wrap.
That would have been a nice like souvenir to have. Like, yo, I got these blades from India and like a thrift store in India.
It's crazy, man. So it's unknown like to most of the country out there.
Yeah, like speaking of Varanasi, like you've done these videos that are like in really unique areas. You've done the Varanasi video. You basically bring a crew of people to like the middle of... Where's Varanasi? Chile, right?
No, you're talking about Cusco.
No, but where's Varanasi?
Varanasi's in India.
In India. Okay, so what was the first video you did where everyone went down to that place? And was it Cusco?
Cusco in Peru.
No, not INTI. Like the one before that. Valparaiso or something?
Valparaiso. Yeah,
Valparaiso.
In Chile.
That's why I thought it was.
Yeah, in Chile.
Okay, so you did Valparaiso.
Yeah.
You did INTI, right? So these different videos where you basically go to like these places that pretty much like there's been like no media coverage of people skating there at least, and likely not people having ever had skate these spots. Like, what's the motivation and idea behind like a lot of these? Because you made a lot of unique videos doing that, and you've brought a lot of people from all different parts of the world into these kind of small corners that no one knows about.
I mean, I guess my main motivation for that is that I just like to travel, for one. And especially traveling to these places that aren't like, you know... I mean, I guess they are destinations, but not like that, you know? It's like, we're not going there like, yeah, Machu Picchu, like, we're going to climb it. We're like... We were like in the parts of Cusco where like, yo, they've never seen like a tourist, you know? We were like climbing like
That's what it looked
deep
like.
into these hoods that were like... But it's like, it has such a different feeling when you're in a place and tourism hasn't already tainted it in a way, you know?
It's more pure.
It's like, yeah, you can go to the main square and like you have all this like tourist bullshit, and then you go deeper and deeper and deeper into it and like really read into it, and you experience like this real like virgin like humanity that exists. And then they see rollerblading and they're like, what is this thing?
A place like that in
like,
Cusco too, especially.
it's like this crazy wonder that exists, and they're just like, you know, not only do they not know like skating, but they don't know like this form of skating. And then to portray that for them, for you, and then also like for our like community or whatever, I think that like that has something that has like, it's like more substantial, other than just like
more
going
profound.
to the local like skate park or whatever.
Yeah.
It'd be cool to go on one of those trips and like like the last day, like leave your skates behind with a local to see like what happens, you know, like kind of plant the seed that way.
Yeah.
Be like, oh, my used skates, I'll just go back to get home and get new ones, and then just leave your skates there with like a kid who's like watching you at a park or whatever. I don't know how it is out there, but just to like plant some sort of seed in there, and who knows, they could be the kids in India skating around on the, you know, doing dance moves or whatever, but just for them to have it there, something different for them, you know.
Yeah,
opens up their eyes, something whole completely new.
In Peru there was one rollerblader, but we didn't get to meet him, but we were talking beforehand. But we had met one skateboarder in the entire time that we were there, that he followed us around, and he was like super stoked. He was like, man, like I want skates. I don't think anyone left skates with him, but
I mean, he followed you around. He like saw you guys at one spot and just like tagged along.
He was skating with us.
That's pretty cool.
And then like he was getting hyped, you know. He's like, yo, like let me do this set. We're like, yeah, dude, like go for it. And he broke his hand.
with blades on, you mean?
No, with his skateboard. And we were just like, yo, man.
Damn. But it probably looks so much more fun to him because he skateboards by himself probably every day. So to see like a group of people skating, it's a whole different vibe than just you skateboarding by yourself.
Did you feel about like the responsibility?
Yeah, because it's like, you know, we came, we're like, oh yeah, we're doing all this stuff. And he was just like so hyped.
He just stoned
and
up
we were
the
all
juice.
we were all like juicing him up too. Like, yeah, go for it, man, go for it. And he's like,
he's just flying on the juice.
And then just bah.
Oh man, he'd jump in, like trying to do this gap, and like his front wheels like stuck in this crack, and he just like like
Superman though,
just like dolphined into the street, dude. And yeah, he broke his hand, but we kept in contact like the whole time we were there. Like really, really sick kid. But yeah, skating in Cusco is not, you know, the altitude's so high where it's like physical activity other than soccer or football. You know, it's not like you don't really do that stuff out there.
That's a pretty enduring sport though to even play in those altitudes.
It's crazy, man. It's like, I mean,
that's one of the most enduring sports. Actually,
they're used to it because they like. They're mountain people. But
that's what they have.
As foreigners, you know, like, I'm a little bit used to it because I've been in that situation. But like a couple of these guys, like Dominic and Mark and
Maddie seemed to do fine.
Maddie was good.
He was the one chief of cigarettes.
And country boy can't survive, man.
Neil was struggling so bad, man. Like 3 days in the bed. Like he was like,
damn, straight up like that.
Yeah, he like came up to me in private and he was like, I think my head's gonna explode, and I think I need to go to the airport like right now. And I was like, are you like what can we do to help you? I like had bought these like chlorophyll droplets because apparently it helps your body.
Yeah, there's a
like,
bunch of
circulate.
like weird remedies and stuff like that for like edemas and stuff.
Yeah, we were giving him like mad coca leaf and like whatever we could. And after like 3 or 4 days,
Coke? You guys giving him coke?
Coca leaf, which is where coke is.
Yeah, pretty much.
I get it. Yeah.
Snort this line, you'll be fine.
Yeah, I get it. I get a coca leaf. I get it. Okay.
After a few days, he was cool, but he said like it was like completely unbearable. You know.
That's such a weird, because I can't even picture what that feeling is like. I've never had like altitudes, even like.
I have a problem with altitudes too.
And like Colorado and stuff.
Colorado, I went to like
I never had it in
Canadian
Colorado.
Rockies, and like I was up there and I was like throwing up and.
See, I never had that.
Yeah, I'm not good at altitude.
Well, how high is Colorado? I mean, Cusco's like 3 times Colorado.
Yeah. So it's crazy.
Colorado's only a mile up. Like Denver is only a mile up.
Yeah.
But even in Denver.
Yeah. Every time I go like the Colorado road trip, there's always like, you know, crazy high altitudes, and I always hear stories of people getting sick, who aren't from there, you know, or aren't used to the trip, or the road trip, and I just never had that experience yet. I'm sure something like Cusco is fucking insane. You said 3 times.
Yeah, it's like I think 3,000 or 4,000 meters, 3,500 meters. So it's
like what, like
more than
8
10,000 feet.
9,000 feet. Yeah.
Yeah, more than 10,000 feet.
More than
for sure.
10,000.
Yeah.
It's just like Denver's 5,000.
You get off the plane, you're just like, ugh, like it just like squeezes.
You feel it right away.
Yeah, it's like
jeez,
in the air and everything, and
Jesus Christ.
Imagine climbing like Mount Everest and shit like that. That's got to be fucking.
What about the
insane.
food? Normal.
the food
Like-
in Peru. I mean, I'm not big on Peruvian food because I'm vegan,
Right.
so
No, but I mean, like
Oh,
when
shit,
you
what
when
do
you,
you
when
eat?
you get to those altitudes, like do they have like, is the farming like different? Is it all? You have everything still there.
yeah, they can still grow everything. I mean, it's lots of like rice and quinoa grains,
Yeah.
potatoes, lots of potatoes.
So there's a lot of stuff you'd eat there.
Yeah, but it's just like the whole like vegan culture hasn't really hit that place.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Or
what are they?
vegetarian culture.
Oh, there's a lot of. Well, not in Cusco. There's probably not a lot of fish. Chicken.
It's pretty much just like 90% chicken.
Yeah.
It's like chicken with every meal.
Yeah. My dad's Peruvian, but he doesn't cook ever. So I don't know
Yeah.
anything about like Peruvian cuisines or
Does he
anything.
not?
No, no way.
No.
It's like mad
No way.
chicken and rice and stuff.
Yeah,
I love
chicken.
Lots of
yeah.
potatoes. Lots of potatoes.
Sounds perfect for
They're like the Irish.
perfect for me. I love potatoes.
The
and
Irish
rice.
boy, like yeah, the potatoes are back. The potatoes. So you made a video in Chile too?
Yeah,
That what you
like
said? Yeah.
was it like 2 years before or
Valparaiso.
something?
Mm-hmm. And it was also like in the middle of nowhere type shit.
It wasn't in the middle of nowhere. It's like this small, and it's not even really that small anymore. It's this beach town, like this like hip like artist like punk beach town, like outside of Santiago.
Mm-hmm. The Williamsburg of.
Yeah, pretty much, but like a way more dangerous one.
Okay.
Like it's like
South American edition.
It's like really messed up over
Uh-huh.
there. And yeah, me and Seba and Jonah, and I think that was it. We had moved into our friend's place, our friend Gato from Chile.
Mhm.
Maybe you guys have seen him.
Gato?
around.
Yeah, cat.
Gato, yeah.
I know cat.
Yeah, of course, cat. Gato, Matias Veras. He's from Santiago,
Oh
Chile.
yeah, that's the homie.
It's like dreadlock, like
Okay.
crazy dude skating, like bombing down hills
Yeah.
and stuff. Like
Mhm.
really rad dude.
I went to Montanita with him.
Oh yeah,
Mm-hmm.
nice.
In Ecuador. Yeah.
Yeah, he's
Him and his brother.
He's a radical dude, man.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think he's got his brother lives up in Arica.
his brother skateboards though. I think. Like
I don't know.
yeah.
Yeah, it's like I guess they had like a place in Valpo that wasn't really being used, kind of just on the weekends, and we, typical gypsies were like, "Hey, let's let us live there for free." So we were just like
Mhm.
living there for free, like paying for the utilities or whatever.
Mhm.
Because I mean, yeah, just a tiny little house on a hill, and we lived there for like 6 months or something, working on this project like over and over and over. And yeah, I think it was released under Haitian, but it wasn't really like, it wasn't my film. It was like I'd filmed some of it
Oh, okay.
and helped edit a little bit of it.
It was like with Superhelds, right?
Yeah, it was just surveillance. Yeah, it was mainly like Seba's project. He wanted it to be like his like baby, I think.
Mm.
So, yeah, I mean, that was like 2 years before, 3 years before.
Yeah,
For what, INTI?
it seemed like 4 years ago, something like that.
It's a while ago.
I always thought it'd be
It's
cool,
wild.
like along the lines of filming in like places where you don't usually see skating, whatever. Like I remember when I went to Iceland, I'm like, I want to bring my skates and just get a photo of some crazy landscape, and like you wouldn't expect to see skating.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That reminds me of like something along those lines of I would love to go to Iceland and try to film skating. It'd be such a different challenge
Totally.
compared to anything else you've ever
Yeah,
seen.
yeah.
It'd be a way different landscape than anything skating's like seen. I don't even know
Yeah.
if there is a scene out there or like skate parks, whatever. But it would be such a different vibe altogether to
Yeah.
see some
Yeah, yeah.
skating out there.
I think it's important for like some people within every industry to like push these like random,
Yeah.
not even random, like these different like barriers
Mm.
that exist, like push these different facets of like how far can we push the skating in that aspect of like the aesthetics and like the locations and the cultures of like
Mhm.
different places, because you have like, I mean, skating's broken into so many different like categories right now. You have like the Kelsos that are like, they go to one spot and they absolutely murder it like aesthetically and through like skill, right?
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter if that ledge is in Iceland or India
Yeah,
or
yeah.
Antarctica, like
Yeah.
it could be like on your mother's front porch, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, yeah.
But they're like absolutely destroying that part of skating, right? They're like
Mhm.
representing it so well. So I think you need to have people exploring the other parts of like skating. You know, you got Joe like killing the contest area, and then you have people like Cayenne and people like us that are trying to explore like different
parts of the world.
Yeah, just different parts, different like cultures, I guess. Like that's what I want to bring to the table, like more.
Like it's not just about like the skating.
Yeah, it's like just something different to look at, kind of like this more. You're integrating yourself into this like thing that people don't get to see.
It brings a different story to tell about a skate video or a skate experience or a trip or something like that.
Yeah,
I definitely feel that because obviously it's different wherever you go. You travel in the world.
Yeah,
and to see different like new parts of it because people are already tired of seeing like California, New York, and skate videos and shit like that.
Yeah. But I also like the idea of like bringing like not only the new spots, but like you're saying, like I never thought about that until you just said it now, like bringing the culture into it and like exposing like, yeah, because I think a lot of the people, like at least me and generation we came up in, like a lot of what you saw in like the videos was, it was New York, it was California, it was like or the European circuit or whatever. So like that whole void of like area that's completely neglected from everything we grew up watching skating. We didn't like see South America. We didn't see, definitely not, those other parts of the world that I think you haven't been skating in, but like, those other far like Indian, and things like that. But yeah, so I think that's what's like really interesting about your videos. And like when I saw those, like, and I like the idea of that. And you got something new coming up too, or you got a new, are you working on a new similar
what's going
idea?
on here? What's the new stuff?
Yeah, I don't think anyone knows about it yet.
So should we save it?
I mean, we could talk about it. It's coming up like next month, so it's not that big of a deal.
Okay.
What's going on?
So I guess for the past few months, we've been trying to figure out like where to go next, and I think it was Mark, like the Spanish guys, were kind of like, we talked about Morocco, talked about India, and I think we settled on Tenerife, which is like Canary Islands.
Oh yeah. Isn't that part of Italy?
No, it's part of Spain.
Spain. Okay.
Off the Moroccan
Spain.
coast.
Yeah, Spain.
Yeah. It's like I think it's the biggest of the Canary Islands, most population, but I think maybe a little bit less touristic than Gran Canaria. I'm not sure. I mean, I've never been, so
I don't know anything about the Canary Islands.
But pretty much we chose it just because the last movie was so difficult to pull off that we wanted something, like a little bit easier to manage. So
in all aspects, you mean?
In all aspects, all aspects. So yeah, we're gonna do Tenerife in end of September for a couple of weeks, and we're gonna have.
Who's going?
Well, I think we'll leave that for mystery because it's gonna be a whole different, not a different cast, but some exciting characters that are gonna be on that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you shooting it in film again, or are you gonna do?
It's kind of up for
traditional digital.
It's up for debate right now.
What have you learned, like on the last one, doing INTI in film?
That film is expensive.
No, it's not. It has nothing to do with money. Like, nothing to do with money. It's kind of like shooting film for me was like taxing on myself because, like, for one, it like really removes me from the tour and from the skating. Like, I can't really be a part of like what's happening. I have to be the kind of like external, like documenting it. Mm-hmm. And especially with film because it's like
no one else can do it.
I mean, yeah.
Well, not no one else, but it's just like less accessible to like other filmers. Like
it's
versus
like
the point
I was the one shooting. Like maybe I handed the camera off like 3 or 4 times, But it's like it's not even just the shooting. It's like the audio. Like to get It's like it turns into a production at that point where it's not like okay, like yo, dude, shoot this. It's like okay, no, like
you gotta
okay, you stand over here and I stand here and. All right, do we have film in the camera? Okay, like, okay, you have the mark the audio, and then it's this whole thing. So you can't be like this on the go, on the fly tour mode, which
it's not this carefree like tour thing that everyone's
it's like
used to.
On tour, you want to be just like bam, 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 like we do it, because that's how a tour moves. But when we were in Peru, it was like really like take a step back, slow motion, like. All right, are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Okay, like now we can go and move
So you don't
want
to like kind of not really waste the time, but like not spend the time doing that on this trip?
It's not that we wasted the time. I think it's just that...
Well, it's not wasted because you came away with something, but...
I would rather shoot it differently more documentary style of like, I can have a camera and it can be in your face in 2 seconds. And like,
yeah. Instead of setting everything up.
Yeah, because I think this way you get more of a tour feel to everything. You get more of like I think it brings the viewer closer into what's happening on tour, if you have that capability. But with the film, it was more of like you're kind of detached from that, and you're kind of like painting this picture, because you're like, okay, now everything has to be like pre-thought out, premeditative, and now it has to be like implied and shot, right? But if you have something digital where you can be like, bam, like, all right, we're shooting, we're recording
in 2 seconds,
it's a completely different feel. So I think for this one, we're going to experiment with that aspect of it and see how it goes. And also save a little bit of money.
Yeah, save a little money.
And stress.
Not to be too geeky, but like you said, you had to mark the audio with the video.
Yeah.
How do you mark the audio? Because the audio is digital, no? That you were recording?
The audio is digital, yeah. So pretty much what I would do is...
like what type of recorder were you using for the audio?
It would be like just like a handheld audio recorder.
Okay.
And then with like a shotgun mic connected to it. And so like it would have like a counter on the recorder. Like a time
code, yeah.
And so pretty much like I would insert a cartridge into the Super 8. Say that's the first cartridge, right? Every shot I take, they're doing an audio, right?
Yeah.
So at the end of the roll, I would mark like 0 to 205. And then I know that the files from 0 to 205 on the audio recorder are the ones that fit this roll.
Damn.
And then when I came...
You wrote it on the film? On like the cartridge?
Yeah, on the cartridge.
Okay, so you didn't have like a log like of...
No. So like, dude, I came back to New York, and it took me honestly like a week and a half just to sync the audio. And it was like, dude, like working like 9-10 hours a day.
Damn, that's
like
mad work. That's crazy.
Like, it was crazy, man. Like, because I mean, we're syncing audios. Like, this is like no joke. This is like not something easy, especially when it's from like formats that are completely foreign to each other.
Well, syncing audio when you have like you can't match the audio in the track to the audio on the film because there is no audio on the film. You know, because you're straight. It's like blind syncing, pretty much.
Yeah, exactly. So I would have to pick a moment in the clip where it's like, okay, like he hits the rail, and then I would have to find that moment and then stretch out the audio and then clip it and then save it. Damn. And then like every clip, like clip by clip by clip by clip, like.
And how many rolls did you go through?
I think 15 rolls.
Right. Damn. Was that the longest part of making INTI?
Yeah.
I was about to say if it wasn't, that's why it's fucked up because there's some other crazy shit going on.
Do you have a trailer made for INTI, like a new one? You were supposed to give us one like a while ago.
A trailer for INTI?
Yeah, like a newer one. Like, remember you said you were gonna make a new one for like that?
Oh, like a more skating one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have it.
Okay.
We'll play it in the edit.
We're cutting to the right now. Wow, that was a good clip. That was an incredible clip, man.
Mind blown.
Oh my god.
Mind blown.
I can't wait to see. Can't wait to see the video, the full length.
Yeah.
Where can you get this if I haven't seen it and you want to see it like right now and you don't know anything?
It's on. I don't know where it is. It's on the internet.
It's not good, man. You got it. You should know.
It's if you type in.
You don't know where it is? Your own video?
If you type in something on the internet, it probably shows up.
It's not good, dude. You got to help a little bit.
Where is it on the internet?
This is happening right now.
I'm really not sure because we have.
Don't you have a website?
No, I had multiple different pages, and I deleted my website a few years ago, and then I deleted the selfie still exists, but this isn't part of the selfie.
Maybe if you Google INTI.
Yeah, if you, it's on YouTube.
Oh, it's on YouTube.
Yeah, it's on our Haitian Magazine.
But the whole video's
YouTube.
out now on YouTube?
Yeah, the whole video's
Oh,
out
okay.
too. Yeah.
Oh, you put it out for free?
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll link it down then.
Yeah.
We'll link it in the description so people can check that out.
Yeah, but the trailer's cool too.
Yeah.
Cool.
And with the original music. We had Anthony Marchione on before because he made the soundtrack for it also.
He made the soundtrack, yeah.
Oh, that's
It was
And what do you have to say about that?
Ooh, that's really hot.
Put it right there.
yeah, that was also a learning experience, the doing the music for that. Like I went down, took the bus down to Philly because that's a main reason why I came to New York after shooting the film. I was like, I want to work, and two, I want to like be in a city where all these things are possible. Making the book, making the film, making the music. It's like there's not many cities.
All resources are here.
That it's like that possible. And I was like, I know I want Anthony to make the music, so I can like easily just take a bus or whatever, like go down there and see him. So I went down there, and I kind of had like more of an idea of like we would be playing music together, and I'd be like, oh, okay, like play off of this. But he's kind of like more of a he's like more of a work by yourself type of guy.
Mm-hmm.
So he was kind of like, okay, like what do you want it to be like? And he'd just like geek out for a minute and just like start doing crazy stuff on like the instruments. I'm like, okay, like
just
like
you do it.
Yeah, you got it. Like
yeah.
I don't have to do shit. Like
right.
You figured it out. And he came up with, I mean, the soundtrack's incredible.
Yeah, it is. It's really cool, and it was cool hearing like his side of it too. You put a lot of work into this video because you shot on film. You had to sync all this audio and post all the editing and stuff. You had to go down to take trips to Philly to get the original soundtrack made for the film. Like, it's a lot of fucking work.
It was a lot.
It's probably
of
the most
work
work done in any skate video ever made in history.
It was all like within like a month and a half before Winter Clash too.
Yeah, you were stressed out for that too, right? Because
Oh
you
my
were
God.
editing it even the night of the premiere, right?
Well, what happened is that I got back from Peru, and I was sending the film up to Sylvan in Toronto, who does like most of rollerblading.
Is that Yvonne's guy?
Yeah, he does all the film for like
Everybody.
for rollerblading.
The industry.
And so he's the guy for sure. And they were closing like the next day for Christmas break, and it was like 10 days or something.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, fuck, man, like if I overnight it to you, like, do you think you can get it in? He's like, well, I'm not even there. Like, it's just like my homies that are there at the shop, like maybe they'll get in. I was like, fuck, like, so I had to wait until after the Christmas break, and it ended up being extended as well. And then I finally sent it in, and they got it, and it took like 2 weeks to process, and then I had like 2 weeks to edit the movie.
Yeah.
And I'm like, the music's already done, and the movie is pretty much like audio synced and not even touched.
Wait, you had the music made before you started editing the actual looking at the footage.
Because I was just like waiting around. I was like, I don't know what to do. Like, I have to do something. Like, I might as well go down to Philly and like do the music.
Yeah.
And it was just like we were looking at like the digital footage, I think, and it was just this whole like mix and mess of like everything running down to the wire, like to such a extreme point to where I was like pulling my hair out like every day, like, is it gonna happen, is it gonna happen? And then I got to Amsterdam. Well, the night before I tried exporting the movie, and it was like a 7-hour export. I woke up in the morning and it failed the export. And I was like, you gotta be kidding me. Like, this is just like nightmare stuff. So I was like, all right, throw the bag in the backpack, or throw the computer in the backpack, and fucking head to the train to catch the plane. And I got to Amsterdam and like checked into my hotel, immediately started exporting, and my computer didn't recognize the hard drive, which is the fiasco that was happening.
That's what happened.
And I was like, dude, like, are you kidding me?
Of course.
Like my computer, I would open it up like blue screen, like didn't even like nothing. And I was like, oh my God, dude. So sent out like a mass text or like Instagram thing, and like had an IT guy, like some rollerblader came over in like 5 minutes and like fixed it up, and like boom, 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 everything happened.
Wait, you posted on Instagram as somebody who was in Amsterdam came over to you?
Yeah, it was Kevin had seen it. Kevin from Amsterdam.
Okay, I don't really know.
And Kevin had like sent out another message, so it just like exploded from there, you know?
Yeah.
Like fractaled
Like,
from
we
that
need
point.
this done for Winter Clash.
Yeah, and like 5 minutes, like someone was like, "Yo, I heard you need help," and he like came over and fixed it, and everything happened like 1 hour before the premiere.
Oh,
It was like
Look
absolutely
at another miracle
insane,
from the
man.
blading
It's
community.
insane.
Another blade miracle happened.
Dude.
The blade gods were on you
Crazy.
that day.
I always feel like, these things, like when a big event like that, this like energy that builds up into this moment, like it's so, it's always so extreme. Like,
Yeah.
like why does it always have to be so extreme?
Yeah, it can't be
Can't
easy.
it
It can
just
never
be
be easy.
chill? Like,
No,
can't it be
no.
chill?
Well, that actually leads me to my next question. Because, like, most people, when they make a video, they take music that's, like, already there, or they film on a camera that's not super hard to film on. You get the audio. Like, it seems like you're making this very hard on yourself. Like,
When it could be easy.
you do film, you make people make all the music original. You have to sync up the, like just looking from the outside in. Why do you take on these? Like, what's the vision behind this? Because it
You got a
seems.
little thing on your cheek, by the way.
I'm sorry. Thanks. It's not my thing.
Oh,
That's
it might be like dry skin.
Okay.
My bad.
For who don't know, I had an accident. That's
Yeah.
why I'm going. I'm
That's
so
why I
good.
sunburned on this right side.
Yeah.
My bad. Continue.
Why do I make it hard for myself?
Am I wrong in saying that?
No,
Like,
it's like a completely
that-
reason. I think it's a reasonable statement.
it's like, geez, dude.
I know you
like,
want to do something new and different.
You
but
could probably like spend like a quarter of the money, and
Quarter of the time.
maybe a quarter of the stress, and
I guess would only be a quarter as satisfying as a
fractions.
as a
so
final result.
just tell me why, because obviously you have a reason behind doing it the way you do it.
I mean, initially I would just say, like, for aesthetics, like I want this, like, Super 8 especially. Like, Super 8 is one of these things that I live by, especially in places where you have antiquities such as Peru and such as India, such as these like very old places where, I mean, man, I would like all my inspiration derives from watching like these 1960s, like even like 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s of like films, real film, in like the streets of these places where I'm like, that is just like, for me, that's like, that's it.
Like
Like,
what
that's
films are we
where-
talking about? Can some of our guests who might be curious take a peek at some of these things?
Like, for example, Valparaiso was like mainly influenced off of this documentary that was made of Valparaiso in like the 40s or 50s. Shot
What
on
is it called?
all black and white film. I'm not even sure what it's called. It's like some crazy stuff in Spanish. But it was like, we used to watch that in the house like on repeat. Like, this is what we want. Like, this is the aesthetic that we want. And just stuff like that. Like, for the Peru thing, like, I was watching like crazy like 1960s, 70s like B-roll films of like hippies going to like Kathmandu and like filming themselves on Super 8 cameras, and like that's the aesthetic that I want, because there's like, for me, there's such a feeling towards it, and maybe for other people, like, they don't see it the way that I see it, but when I watch these films, like, I have such a strong, deep connection to that imagery that's what I want to portray in like my films. Because like, dude, film is timeless, like really, really timeless. Like a shot of Machu Picchu on Super 8 could be in the 30s, the 40s, the 50s, the 2000s, the 2020s, and it's going to be the same, because that's kind of like the aesthetic that's been built off of that film. And kind of that's the direction I want to go. Like, yeah, it makes it way harder, but
It's just
like,
what you want. You know what you want, and you're gonna do what it takes to get what you want.
But it's like, but like, and also like, I don't mean to like, but like also the music, you know what I mean? Like that just seems like such a bit of a burden. No, like when you could just like maybe just like go to the YouTube or something.
yeah, I mean,
I'm just curious, like
there was tons of music that I could have used. I sent Anthony like hundreds of samples of stuff where I was like, yo, kind of like this, kind of like this.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that it's like, if you're gonna do something, shouldn't you just like do it all the way?
No, I agree. I fully agree, and I'm not
and it's like,
I'm not criticizing it at all. I'm just like,
if you have the time and the energy and the
Yeah.
resources to do it, it's like, why not? And
No,
especially if you get someone like as talented as Anthony to be involved in the project, it's
as
like
young Tony.
it's like another. It's just like it just gets like hyped like
Yeah.
3, 4, 5 more notches because it's like, yeah, okay, I could take this
Adds
and this
value
and that.
to it as well.
Yeah, it's like this whole. It's like a from the depth, from the root. It's like a whole project that was really built out of nothing. Like we didn't take anything from anyone, and we created
100%.
Yeah,
original
we
shit.
created this thing, and like that's like from now on, like I will never use music from other artists.
What do you plan on doing for the next video then? Do you know yet?
I'm not sure yet, but I have a vague idea.
Why don't you do it yourself?
I mean, that's like what I would like to do, but it'll be me working with other artists.
Yeah.
So like I'm gonna be working a little bit in Copenhagen, a little bit in Spain. But I'm heading to India after the tour, so I'm not sure how much time I have to like really work on the music.
Mm-hmm. Well, I guess you're not in a rush to premiere it at Winter Clash right now, so you could take your time with the processing. Maybe.
Why not?
Well, I'm saying you have more months this time to do it.
Yeah.
More time.
Yeah.
I think I asked Anthony this question, but I want to get your perspective on it too. Like, how did you explain what you wanted in a soundtrack for a skate video? How do you go about doing that?
I think we'd watched some of the footage. I'm not sure I don't know if the Super 8 was ready, but we watched some of the stuff and we were like kind of like bouncing ideas back and forth. And for me being in Peru and also living in South America for like a lot of years, had kind of like a knowledge set of like 60s, 70s Latin American vibes that I wanted to go off of. Mostly like Peruvian cumbia, like stuff like this, like kind of like upbeat psychedelic cumbia from Peru in the 60s. So pretty much, I mean, I would just like research and like pick out these excerpts of like albums or whatever, like and just send it to him. And then we would sit there and like listen to him, be like, okay, maybe we'll take like a little bit of this, mix with like a little bit of this. So like, I mean, he's such a talented musician where you can be like, I kind of want it to be like this. Like, you can be like, okay, like pick up a guitar, be like that.
And that's it. Yeah.
And you're like, okay, yeah, like that. So he kind of sorted it out himself. It was really easy to work with him. Like I would like to work with him more in the future because it was just easy, man. Like the last song, like the banger section song in INTI, he wrote in like 2 days. And it's like, dude, it's like a masterpiece of a song.
He's not like I saw him play. My girlfriend and I saw him play at a show in Williamsburg, and he's quite a talented musician.
I still never seen him play live.
He's
I always
really
miss his shows when he comes to New York.
He's so good.
Shout out Big Ant.
Big Ant.
Big Ant. Young Tone.
You're like Tony. That's what
Young
Tony.
But yeah, it definitely makes my life harder for sure. But it's like, why not?
Yeah,
Why
no,
not?
I didn't want to dig.
Why not make it difficult?
I didn't want to dig too hard on that, but I just wanted to acknowledge the fact that what it is that you do is obviously so clearly different than from what everyone else does, or what even if I was in the field, what I would do. Like, I would be like, oh, this is my favorite song. I'd use that song.
Yeah.
Or something like that. But yeah, like the fact that you do everything grassroots, it's very DIY. I think it's worth acknowledging, and I was just curious to see like your mindset and thinking behind doing that.
Yeah.
It's got to be very rewarding doing that, because I know my personal favorite section of myself was one where I made the music too, and even though it was a shitty fucking soundtrack, I still made the music for it.
No, it's
and
awesome.
that still to this day is like my favorite section
No,
ever.
it's awesome.
Not necessarily because of the skating, whatever, just because I made all of it myself.
Yeah.
It's very rewarding.
I like that one too, and the fact that you did the bass in there.
I don't know how to play bass or guitar, but I fucking just did like and just made like a little groove, and like that was it.
No,
it was just one groove like the whole
That's
time, and I did a few drum fills, and that was it. But it was just like, it's rewarding to have that type of thing, and I'm sure that's kind of what you got out of making INTI.
Yeah,
it's still something I haven't done, and I probably won't about parts I'll film whatever, but that's something I still want to do, like do my own music, do my own skating. That's sick.
We should do like that should be our video.
Do a collab.
That should be our video right there.
No,
dual drumming, dual skating.
it's also like it just like puts this God, what's the word, man? It makes
don't
things,
say energy.
No,
I'm just kidding.
No, it puts this like, dude, I just had the thought and it left.
Shit.
It's like to challenge yourself in that way is what's rewarding. it's not like the outcome is rewarding. It's like to challenge yourself to be like, okay, like, because I was thinking earlier, like when I first moved to New York, I was like, yo, it'd be sick to like do a New York like little thing and make the music for that, like 80s, like grassroots, like hip hop style. And it's like, can I do that? I don't know. Like, why not? Like, let's try. Like,
yeah.
And I think that's what was so rewarding about the entire film, like from start to beginning, the filming, the audio, the soundtrack. It's not like, look at what we made. It's like the process of doing it and like taking these steps, and it's like, holy crap, like it's working. And I think that's what's like so
the new frontier. Like you're just kind of like so learning it as you go.
Yeah. And then at the end, it's like, yo, if no one likes it, like I don't give a shit. Like I've loved it the entire time because it was a challenge and we overcame it. You know,
that's badass.
So I think that's why I put myself in these situations that are difficult, because you learn. I mean, you're constantly learning from these things.
That's the thing, as an artist, you get to push your limits every time, no matter what you're doing.
Yeah, well, that's something that's totally self-evident in like your work, and I was curious about that. But we've talked about your work a bit enough, and I was curious about another thing. You know, you did Haitian Magazine. Haitian Magazine was a huge thing. I don't know. A lot of people know.
It's not that I did Haitian Magazine, but
I was going to ask about that too.
Well, you know, we can get into that. But I noticed there was a Haitian magazine, like, you know, little movement that was happening that kind of took blading. People were like, oh, I'm excited about this. And then it went away. Yeah. And then just recently, the Haitian Magazine Instagram has made a comeback.
Revamped.
It's back. And you know what? What's up with that?
What's up with the new Haitian Instagram? Well, Instagram blocked me from letting me open up my old Haitian Instagram.
Why?
So they fucked me. And I was like
What was the reason for that?
I was in a fight with them for like 3 months trying to get the password, and they were just like, nope, can't have it.
What was the reason for that?
Like Instagram?
It just blocked you out?
The old Instagram, yes.
Shout down Instagram.
I didn't use it for like a year or something, or like a year and a half, and I tried to sign in. They were like trying to like do all these things where I had to like validate that I was a real human and like all this stuff. And I would go through these like tests of like over like a week of like this and this and this and this, and at the end they'd be like fail. I'm just like, what? Like clearly this is.
I give you my birth certificate, my social security card, 2 forms of photo ID. You still don't believe me?
Here's my bank account statement. Here's my proof of driver's license.
Like there's photos of me on the thing. Like I'm giving you photos of me, like ID, like literally everything.
So you literally did do something like that.
They were just like, no.
Wow.
And I'm like, what? Like, dude, this is my account. And they're like, no.
Dan's fucked up, Instagram.
Yeah,
I know, because when I try to tag like the Haitian Magazine, and when we posted the video from Winter Clash, the INTI premiere, and I was like, there's 2 Haitian accounts. Like, I didn't know if one was like a fake account or something like that.
And I can't even delete the old one, man. It's just, it's just like there.
It's so stupid.
It's there. It's like, yo.
It's just distracting.
It's just crazy.
So you had to start a new one.
Yeah, this is like a battle I had for like 3 months, and it was just like, well, can't get into that. So I guess
lost the battle?
A new one.
Shit.
Well, I mean, what can you do at that point?
I mean, I can't believe in 3 months they didn't submit.
Dude, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I had to just restart from zero. And that was.
But what was Haitian in the beginning, and what is it now?
Yeah, and also talk about the name, because there's been some. I remember, especially in the beginning, there was a bit of criticism from some people toward the name, you know, because Haitian Magazine. I remember Adam Kilgore specifically saying, Haitian Magazine, there's already a Haitian Magazine in Haiti. And I specifically, I don't know if there is, but I mean, he said that, and I believe him. And that was a specific criticism from him, I remember, on Facebook, like during the beginning of the inception of the Facebook.
Did you look that up? Do you know if there is a...
There is a Haitian Magazine. Oh, okay. I think it's called Haiti Magazine.
Okay.
Or the Haitian Magazine, or something a little bit different.
Something along the...
But I remember when we first started, I made sure that there wasn't an exact Haitian Magazine.
Okay.
Because, you know, you don't want to start a company that already exists.
Of course.
No, yeah.
So why'd you pick that name?
When we were living in Los Angeles in, like, the Gime Manor. We should have called it Death Guy Manor.
Why was it Manor?
I don't really know, dude.
Called it Manor.
I don't really know. I think it's just because
it's all a matter of perspective.
Yeah, I mean, we were in a mansion in those days.
Right,
man,
right,
in those
yeah,
days.
that's fair.
For real, it was like, at our peak, 10 of us living in the 2-bedroom house, attic built out.
Sounds about right.
It was you and Zathan in
straight-
the attic, right?
What's up?
You and Zathan were in the attic?
No, me and Darst.
Darst.
Yeah.
That's right.
Straight Blade Life house.
It was crazy,
Blade
man.
house.
Well, I think what happened is we were calling it Death Guy Manor just as like a joke. And then I had like one day drunkenly like put up because there's so many people coming to our house like every day. Just like a different person sleeping on our couch like every single day. It was like the door was always unlocked. Like whoever walk in. Like,
Damn.
okay, sleep on, like a bum could fucking sleep on the couch.
Right.
Like,
Oh,
all right,
shit.
like cool, man. So I had like wrote like I spray painted these letters and like post them on the front of the house. It said like Skate Hotel. Just as like a joke, and like post on Instagram, and like all my roommates were like, yo, that's fucking lame, like take that shit off the house. I was like, all right. So I took it off and then redid it Death Guy Manor, and everyone was like, yeah, that's fucking sick, man. So like we kept Death Guy Manor like on our front porch. It's like pretty much like the house had that.
The neighbors probably loved it.
Yeah, our landlord loved us. Yeah, they were really stoked. Yeah. Now the entire time we were there, we were like a terror to the.
But what about the
neighborhood.
name? How the name spawned
Death
from
Guy
that?
Manor?
Well, Haitian.
Haitian comes from
Yeah.
the guys used to smoke like tons of weed because they had just moved to California. I was like, oh, weed, you know, it costs like nothing. So there's like smoking like insane amounts of weed all day, every day. And they would roll these like really, really fat joints, and they would call them Haitians because like I guess they would assume that people from Haiti or from the islands would like smoke
Rastafari.
Oh
these
my
like
God.
gigantic, like loose rolled, like huge
Yeah.
joints, just like
Like an American's perspective on what?
yeah, because they just have like fucking
Yeah.
mass amounts of weed, and so yeah, we'd be like, oh yeah, man, like light up the Haitian, man, like, it was, like and so that's kind of where the thing came from. And then like one day we'd all got together and we're like, yo, we're starting a magazine, like what are we gonna call it? We all sat in a room for like a few hours, like trying to figure it out. And in the end, after everything we talked about, we were like, Haitian, that just works.
Mm-hmm.
And
In one day, you guys came up with the name.
yeah, we like literally sat in a room. We were like,
Took
okay,
us about a
like,
month.
Like what's
I
it
think more
gonna
than
be?
that.
We sat in the room. We were like, everyone like wrote down like their 3 like highest like the ones that they
The
wanted.
favorites.
Like pulled out of a hat. We're like reading them all.
Yeah,
like super stoner shit, dude. It was hilarious, man. Like, and we
Who was
ended up.
involved with it in it at the time?
It was like the OG Haitian crew. So I guess like Malcolm, Tin, Nick Labar, Darst, Dylan, me. Am I forgetting anyone?
It's the Super Helds.
Yeah, but I think they were a little bit later
later
in the game, and
Yeah.
then we also had like a few people in and out.
So it was a
that
lot
were,
of
like-
people involved in it.
Well,
It wasn't just like you and like,
Yeah, there's a lot of people floating in and out of the house because of like
well, not just the house, talking about like the magazine, like the actual Haitian magazine itself.
the actual magazine, like design wise, started me and Tinley.
Okay.
So we both did the first
Yeah,
issue.
I know Tin had a huge part in that, huh?
Yeah. The first issue was like mainly Tin.
Shout out Tin Lee, by the
Yeah,
way.
Tin, man, he crushed it.
Tin lives in Brooklyn.
Tin lives in Brooklyn.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Tin lives in Brooklyn.
Tin crushed it on the first issue. Most of it was him, yeah. But then like he was doing like art direction. I was doing like business stuff.
Funding and getting out to shops.
Photography?
And I was like, not so much in the first
Who
one
did
because
the
like
photography in the beginning?
he had the camera. I didn't have.
So
shit.
he was doing the photography in the
Yeah,
beginning?
he was doing the photography, and I was doing like a little bit of editing, but mostly like business stuff, like promoting and like getting
Mhm.
advertisements and like the boring shit. you
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
And then a few months later, like he bailed on the house, went back to Chicago, and I was like, well, shit, like it's already started, like I might as well continue it. So I bought a camera and started shooting more. Like I'd already been a photographer at that point, like went to school for it and stuff,
I didn't know that.
but wasn't really doing it when I was there, because when I was in that house, I was focusing on skating. It's like I don't want to do anything else other than skate.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to kind of take a step back out of skating and like start shooting everyone more. And I guess that's where this whole path started. More of like doing the magazine and photography books and like more
The
filming.
media side of it.
Yeah, because like that year, 2012, I think is
Yeah.
like when I was like, I'm 100% going in on skating. Like I'm going to try as hard as I can.
Well, it definitely
You were
had
going ham.
it definitely had an impact because I mean, I remember looking toward like the end of what would have been seen as what one could call a career if there was money. But
Yeah.
let's just say a run. But toward the end of my run of what it was to be like a pro skater at the time, I remember being really inspired by seeing Haitian.
Yeah.
And I remember seeing Haitian. And just
Well,
being
you were all like the young guys, like
Yeah.
you, Sean, Dylan, like all you guys were like
Yeah.
on the come up, and it was like finally like a young group of kids.
yeah.
And you guys all from Chicago? Like all you guys from Chicago?
Generally, right?
Dylan's from
area?
Dylan's from Wisconsin.
Midwest,
Yeah, but
like, whatever,
mostly
like, or-
mostly Chicago suburbs.
Yeah. Yeah. So like that whole area had like a nice group of younger,
Yeah.
quote unquote younger kids.
Yeah.
coming up.
I just remember like looking and being like, oh, like because looking like to see new guys that were doing things that were cool was like so inspiring. So like you see like John Montre and those guys, and then like later like you saw like Honey Baked and
Yeah.
and then Haitian and all this crew, and I was like, oh fuck, these guys are sick.
Yeah. Were you
Yeah.
guys honey baked or was that someone else?
That was us.
Yeah, it was. Okay.
Yeah.
I remember like when I lived in Arizona, X was like, yo, the honey baked kids are in town.
Yeah,
I was like,
true.
I was like, who
yeah.
the fuck is that? And then we started skating together in Arizona and shit.
Yeah,
Dude,
that's
shout out
crazy.
X, man. X is in Brooklyn too.
X is in Brooklyn.
X
man.
gonna give it to
He's
you.
probably crumbling right now.
I was biking the other day and bumped into him.
Oh, did you?
It's like, oh shit, man. X in the streets.
Look at that, bumping into fucking John Jenkins in the middle of fucking street in Brooklyn. Like, would you think that like
So funny, man.
15 years ago in Arizona or whatever?
So funny.
You know. But I was hyped on a Haitian Magazine when it first came out because I was like, I even made an Instagram post about it. I was like, shout out to Haitian for making the first magazine in years with a spine on it. Because at that time, like, Daily Bread gave up and like got rid of like the spine. It was just like a pamphlet. Roller Warehouse, same thing. One magazine was doing it, and you guys came out with a fucking spine. I was like, that's how you do it.
Yeah.
It's like a nice big chunk of meat right there.
Everyone went spineless.
Yeah, and you guys were like,
well, dude, I mean,
fill it up.
yeah, the first issue was no spine. Second issue,
Yeah, I was
What's
definitely
fine.
wasn't the first issue that I posted the picture of, whatever. But
it's just expensive.
it's mad expensive to print,
like,
right?
Like to do, because no spine is called like saddle stitch,
Mm-hmm.
and the other one is called like perfect binding, and the jump of price between one and the other
Oh,
is
is
like
it?
grand, like $2,000. It's just like,
When did you do that between the first and second?
yeah, I think the second issue, the first issue was the only one saddle stitch, and then the rest were for like actual
Yeah.
binding.
I was stoked, by the way, when I saw like the second one was like legit as fuck.
Yeah. That's what I was just saying. I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
I still have a couple actually in the other room.
It's a fun time, man. It was just like so much, because after Tin left, like I was doing everything
A lot of work.
by myself.
But Dylan and the Super Helds were helping a bit, right?
Dylan, no, not on like design wise.
Seba a bit, right?
Seba a little bit on like the third one or maybe the fourth one. But it was like 99% me. I don't want to be like, I don't want to be like, oh, it was all me.
No, but you were
like,
keeping it
But
alive.
it really was like
Yeah.
all me. Like I was out skating, shooting the photos, coming back, editing the photos, making the design layouts, getting the advertisers, doing the like media promotion, like
even the production is a whole
doing
pain in the ass.
distribution, like
Yeah.
making the shirt, like everything from like A to Z was like me, and I was kind of like just, it was almost like a weight, like just carrying the crew through the whole process, because they were like just killing it, like constantly killing it with the video stuff.
Yeah.
Like Dylan and Malcolm were like the video guys.
Dylan was and Malcolm were on top of it.
They were videos, so they did all the
So
video and
sick.
I did all the photography, and it was like we had a good like symbiosis happening. But I think just at one point it was like for me to do all that by myself, it was just kind of like
Overwhelming.
oof, like, and I wasn't, because I didn't have time to work like an actual job, because you don't have time to do both of these things.
How are you
if
funding
you're,
all
like,
this shit?
through advertisers?
Straight up.
But you were
Straight
working too, right? Like a lot of.
I was working at like a coffee shop like 3 days a week
Oh,
or
okay,
whatever.
yeah.
But like
That was just to live, and the funding for the magazine was the advertising.
That's enough to like pay for a couple of sandwiches. Or something.
yeah.
But the magazine was fully funded through advertising, and then
That's a straight hustle right there.
and then we
That
would
is-
sell
that's-
it, and then make enough money to like print the next one and get more advertising, and then like kind of get the ball rolling from there.
Mm-hmm.
But the reason it ended the actual magazine is because the last issue, I think it was issue 4, Earth with Victor on the front.
Jumping through the tree.
Jumping through the tree. 100% best issue, like
Other
design
than the
wise.
second issue.
Yeah, of
Other
course.
than the second issue.
Photography
second
wise.
best issue.
Were you on the cover of the second one?
Yeah.
Was that the Soul Grind,
yeah,
the
that's good.
Staples Center? Yeah. I was on a back cover of Haitian.
That's true.
I remember. I think it was the same one.
Was it?
I think we shared it.
Maybe. Damn.
Back to back.
We're like cover brothers again.
just too much work
Nah,
and
but
not enough feedback, I guess. Like I had
Yeah.
done that last issue, and normally like the first few issues we sold pretty much every single one. We made like 1,000 of each issue. And then the fourth one, like we sold like 200 or 300 copies, and I was like, holy crap, like what happened in the past year that like no one wants to like read Haitian anymore. So like tried to promote it. No one was catching on. I was kind of just like, this is just like a waste of like a tree. It's just like sitting in a box somewhere, an entire tree.
Waste of a tree.
And it's like
That's
what?
hilarious.
It's like why am I doing this? You know.
That was your transition to vegan.
So I had this kind of like existential crisis at the time. I was like, I don't want to make anything. Like I'm just like wasting resources, and the resources are just like sitting there doing nothing. Just sitting in boxes.
I don't know exactly what did happen, but what comes to mind for me is like people don't straight up order like a magazine, and I could be wrong. People could have straight been ordering like a magazine at a time from you. But when there's more skate shops, people like to order a pair of skates and they get like a magazine with it, or a magazine is something you go into like a store and you pick it up like getting your coffee in the morning or something like that, you know. But a magazine is like you wouldn't really think about just straight up ordering a magazine unless you had a subscription, which is like that's a whole nother fucking story, I guess. I think and skate shops started dwindling down in the past few years also. Definitely. So like I'm sure like skate shop orders diminished, as well as locations in general, but magazines were like a thing where like you order a pair of skates, you get a magazine with it, something like that. You spend like a certain amount of money, you get a magazine with it, stuff like that.
It works definitely better as like a promotional material, but I think we were going into it more. One, we came into it like way too late, of course.
What do you mean late? Like as far as like the rush of like popularity of the
print,
sport,
like print media, print. Like we're like again like what Bill's saying about making it hard for myself. It's like one of these like like let's jump into print.
So you say that I think the opposite way, because when you guys came out with Haitian, I was like, yes, we have a magazine again, because I felt like we were missing that.
People want it, but people don't want to really buy it.
Yeah,
it's like,
I get that.
It's like everyone's
I completely get that.
Like, dude, when I make shirts, I made these shirts like just the other day, right? Everyone's like, yo, I want Haitian stuff, and it's like, I don't really want to make Haitian stuff, but like if you really want it, like I'll do it, and I did it, and it's like everyone just flakes, and it's like, yo, like So why am I doing this again?
So what has Haitian started out as a magazine, and it's obviously changed into something different now. What do you consider Haitian to be today?
I mean, since the beginning, it's always been like more like it's not me. Haitian is not me, and I don't want to be associated with me. It's just kind of like, I guess I was the one to initiate the form of it, the manifestation of it, because like Haitian itself is like a collective of individuals, right? It's a collective of like humans that are trying to make like all these things happen, and we've gone through different waves of like what it is and what it isn't, and to really define it, I don't even know. I mean, I feel like Haitian is just a collective of people, and it's forever changing.
I was going to say the crew keeps changing, obviously, with different projects, different
exactly.
travels and stuff
so like now I'm kind of like I don't want to say that I own Haitian. Like, yeah, I run like the inventory and the money and like these like the business aspects of it, but
and sure, I'm the president and CEO and the treasurer.
It's like,
but whatever, it's not mine.
When I do projects, I'm like, when we go into a project, I don't have full say. It's like this is
still a collective.
Like this is everyone. Like I don't have like this like hierarchy of thought, because that's how I want it. That's how it was in the beginning, grassroots style, and that's how it is now. Like it needs to be that way. I think like it needs to be just like this democracy of like free thought.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the way it works the best, because if it's one person dominating,
No, I get it. Yeah, it's not good. That's why things end up. There's resentment, impurities, and all these other things. And having an open dialogue and discussion for like visions that we all share is the best way to kind of come to.
Well, if everyone's involved in the project, also, it makes more sense that everyone talks about how they want it to, to come out.
So
we did that with like the truth and stuff like that. Also,
so how like your work is perceived, you have a say in it.
Exactly.
But I guess like when it comes to like product wise, I've always been the one that has done like the design for t-shirts, like the website, like all these things. But it's not because necessarily that I want to. It's just because that no one really had stepped up to that plate.
Mm-hmm.
So like, well, if no one's gonna do it, then I guess like I have to do it. So I'll just do it, and then
heavy lies the crown,
and then we make a few grand, and then we can like go on a trip,
do something with it. It all consistently funds itself.
Yeah, so it's like, if no one's gonna do it, you got to do it.
Yeah.
So like, what funds all these trips now? Is it just straight you as individuals just work and save up your own money? Then hopefully you guys can make it to a destination of some sort.
Pretty much with INTI, like we'd restart from zero.
Mm-hmm.
Because the Haitian PayPal was like stagnant for like 3 or 4 years and like hadn't seen any action. It had zero. So we got advertising a little bit, and everyone paid their own flights.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's self-funded by each individual.
And then like with the advertising money, like I paid for the Airbnb and paid for like a few things like throughout the travels, and but now with the second one, that the money has came back a little bit, and like been selling the shirts and stuff, and probably gonna ask for a little bit more advertising money. Now I can like fully fund kind of everything, like Airbnb, rental car, like all these things. I can't really do flights yet because it's like we're such a big crew. Like this next one's gonna be like
and everyone comes with different parts too.
Yeah, this next one's like a giant crew, dude. It's gonna be.
It's gonna be
chaos.
Way to tease everybody, because you're not saying who's part of
this next one's sick.
It's gonna be.
But quickly, you got new shirts. You wearing one of the new shirts?
I got new shirts. Yeah, I made these shirts. Drop acid, not bombs, because pretty much I just like really wanted a drop acid, not bomb shirt, and I was like, well, I could change the A and fuck it. Let's make it a Haitian shirt. Like, I didn't go into it thinking that a lot of people were gonna buy it, because it's kind of like a bold thing to like be walking around the streets, like going into work being like, it's like, or like walking past cops and stuff.
Right. It's like you walk past a cop, there's like search you immediately. Sure, against the car, sir.
You're in New York though. There's way worse things on people's shirts than that.
Yeah. So pretty
like
much
actual crack on a white T-shirt.
Yeah.
Actual crack.
Actual drugs on the shirt.
Oh shit! My breakfast is still.
But
yeah, I just wanted to make this shirt really bad, so I had Nate Moore on VHS.
Shout out Nate Moore,
the guy who shoots like the B-roll third cam for Torres, Brasco stuff. Really cool kid. Works in like a print shop. Works in a few print shops, and he sorted me out with these shirts. I met up with them.
Can people buy them?
People can buy them, yeah.
I know it's a limited edition. I know
he doesn't know the website though.
It's extremely limited. There's only a handful left of each color, maybe like 6 of each. We only made like 50, but I gave away probably 10, so it was like now we're at 40.
So where do people get them at then?
You can get them on the Hatian Magazine Big Cartel, which used to have the INTI photo book, which is sold out, and now has like a few of the hats with like the Haitian deal, and the shirts. Yeah,
check out the Haitian Magazine Big Cartel.
Big Cartel.
Big Cartel, yeah.
I have one of these shirts.
Yeah,
Drop acid, not bombs.
It's great. The girls love it. The girls love it.
The big conversation piece.
No, for real. It really is. It really is.
I was riding down the street the other day, and it's like this huge big black guy. He was like, drop acid, not bombs. And I looked at him, and I was like, and he was like,
It's uniting people all over the city.
That's right. Drop acid, not bombs.
The first day I wore it, I was in like Prospect Lefferts Gardens in Brooklyn, like deep Brooklyn. And just like sitting at a coffee shop, like minding my own business, reading a book, and I see this dude out of the corner of my eye, like run from across the street with like a soccer ball in his hand. He like comes up to me, he's like, "Yo man, you got tabs?"
No way.
And I was like, not on me, dude.
Wow.
Not handy.
Damn, people are gonna straight coming up to you like you're the man.
That was so funny, man. But he was like super bummed.
Maybe
like,
if you're selling tabs, you could buy a shirt.
Maybe.
It might help.
Self-advertisement.
There you go.
We're gonna open up for questions. If anyone has any questions for Bina, shout out to Sergio Ybarra from Phoenix. $10 super chat.
Ooh, $10 super chat.
That's going straight into the asset fund.
How about the pizza? Because we got vegan pizza.
Okay, yeah, one share for the pizza. Oh yeah, we had our first vegan on the show.
Do you remember Sergio from Phoenix? From tour? Shredweiser tour? The homie Sergio.
Is this Sergio like?
Wait, were you in Phoenix with us?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is
Is this Sergio like the Sergio that I would know from Phoenix?
Yeah, Sergio that everyone
who
knows
skated
from
around everywhere.
Like the homie from Phoenix.
Yo, what up, Sergio? Okay, so I know who you are. All right. All right. But yeah, we have a first vegan on the show, and we had to order a vegan pizza, which is what I made.
Is this our first vegan?
Yeah, I think
Our
so.
first
Because we always
confirmed?
get pizza for everybody, and they always eat the pizza. But that's why I made your post about that we were going live with you today of the vegan
It
pizza,
was our
no
first
cheese.
cheeseless.
Yeah, first cheeseless pie.
Wow.
They're probably making the pizza like what?
How was
the
it?
fuck is
Okay.
going on?
It was good.
I'm very curious to try it out too.
It's not Screamers.
It was okay. It wasn't definitely not Screamers, but the Roses Pizza next to on Metropolitan.
Must be much better.
That one's really.
Well, this
a
is
vegan pie though. It's a vegan.
It's just like this.
Cheeseless.
It's a
No
grandma
cheese?
cheeseless, just like they call them
I didn't know
marinara
that was like a
slice.
thing.
It's like a marinara slice.
There's
and
pesto
it's
on this one
incredible.
too.
Yeah, no, it's good, but it's just like
It's probably the first time they did it. This one.
yeah, it could be.
I'm curious what this is
the
like.
Roses
Yeah,
one is like
this is Staten Island. It's probably the
Yeah.
first time they've done that.
yeah. Right.
No cheese.
No cheese. What are you doing? Hey, they want no cheese. Hey, what are you doing? Hey,
Yeah,
you don't make the pie with no
Dude,
cheese.
it's the
No
same.
cheese.
It's the same in Chicago, man. They like they don't even. It
Well,
doesn't.
Chicago pie with no cheese, just
It doesn't even
an airbag.
register. It doesn't
Right,
register in their
right.
brain. They're
Yeah.
just like what?
It's like vegan. That
Yeah.
means no beef. You okay
Yeah.
with the cheese?
a Chicago pie with no cheese is just like an airbag, right?
Unless you're getting deep dish, then it's
That's
just like
deep dish, isn't it? Just cheese in the middle though.
Yeah, but you just have.
But there's
like,
nothing in
sauce.
it.
Well, you have
Just
like
mad sauce?
No, you have spinach and sauce.
The good thing about the Chicago pizza is it doubles for a pillow in a pinch, just in case.
Is that
like
a double
this-
for not pizza?
It's like this thing. So you could, little neck rest.
In Argentina, if you ask for a pizza with no cheese, they'll just like tell you to leave.
They give you a smack.
in Argentina.
They're like, "What do you mean?"
How is
like,
Argentina
no
pizza?
cheese?
Argentinians.
Dude.
It's disgusting. I could
gross.
imagine.
There's a lot of Italians in Argentina.
There's a lot of like.
There is, but the pizza didn't.
Germans
The
and
pizza didn't make
Argentina.
it.
It didn't
across
translate.
it didn't make it there, dude.
They never had real Italian pizza either.
Dude,
Probably.
it's just weird. It's like it's like so.
So why they take it-
specific to Argentina, the pizza there, like
Yeah.
if you have that pizza, you're like, this is Argentinian pizza, and it's just like
the spice, like
it's
crazy
just
spices
weird.
and shit.
No,
in
no,
it?
like the whole
whole
thing,
experience.
dude. The whole like the
I'm so
crust and
curious.
the cheese. It's weird, dude.
I'm so curious.
And if
That's
you
crazy,
ask them
'cause
to make it without,
I'm not curious based on how he's describing it. I'm like,
you don't want it, dude.
it's good.
You don't want it. And if you ask it for without cheese, they'll just like chastise you. Dude. It's like, all right, well, okay, I'll see.
Me and Yvonne ordered pizza in Japan one time. I think it was just me and him, and we were looking at the menu, and the menu it was like a Japanese menu. It looked like a cartoon, the whole thing. And we're like, we'll get this one. We don't know what the hell any of this shit is. We get this one. And we're eating like, this is fucking weird. And like, we're looking at it, we're analyzing it, and it was like mayo instead of...
Yeah, it turns out it's
instead of-
rice. It's not even
it,
pizza.
it was insane. And
It's
I
a
was like,
huge
and it was the most
sushi.
normal looking... It was the most
Sushi,
normal looking...
actually. Have you seen sushi pizza? That's a thing.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I believe it.
okay.
Lines and media as squares or triangles. Squares or triangles?
Wait, what?
Yeah, well, we don't call them triangles. They're round pies.
Square.
Square? You're a square guy?
Yeah, like
Squares or triangles?
respect my grandmother. Grandma.
Vegan pie normally comes
Grandma
in squares.
slice.
I think.
Does it always come in squares?
Well, unless you're in like Brooklyn where they have like true vegan
With
stuff.
the vegan cheese?
Yeah, and then it's like triangles.
Yeah. I never heard it called triangles. Have you?
Yeah, no, that's my first time.
That's,
I mean, it's just slices,
something not in your
right?
thing.
Well,
Well, it's
I
a
guess-
round pie.
I
It's a
guess
round
they're all
pie.
slices.
They don't call it by
pie.
the slice. They call it by the pie. It's a round pie and a square pie.
Round pie, square pie.
I'm typically a round pie guy unless you go to the specific spots like how we get the grandma pie or Brothers for the squares.
Grandma or the squares.
Yeah, but you got to know the spots though. But if I go to a regular place, I'll get a round pie.
Interesting question.
That was
Thank you.
plant-based skate said cashew cheese all day. We got another vegan skater up in here.
Whoa.
This is the vegan.
Whoa.
We got vegan crowd coming. This is the first.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, cashew cheese is actually sick. I'll give it up to cashew cheese.
I never had cashew cheese.
It's all right.
No, it's good. It's
What's the best kind of vegan cheese? What's your favorite kind of
no
vegan?
cheese?
No cheese, just straight up.
Cheese,
I think cashew
Just 'cause
cheese.
vegan
is
cheese is that bad?
Cashew cheese? No. Cashew cheese like now, dude. 2019.
I've had vegan pizza
Vegan
once. It
cheese
was
is like
horrible.
crazy, dude. The stuff that they're making now, vegan, is like mind blowing, dude. Like I had a vegan sausage today where I was like, I had to double check the package. I was like,
Was it Beyond?
yeah, it was
Beyond
Beyond.
is
And
insane.
I was like, yo,
yeah,
dude,
it tastes just like
did
a
I
regular sausage.
accidentally buy like the wrong thing?
Fish,
I
you
was,
should
like,
eat that because you're a big
freaking out,
sausage
dude.
guy.
Yeah, I like that. Pause. Pause. But
yeah, I like that.
yeah, no, but
Have you had it before? Beyond sausage?
I got 2 in the fridge.
I'll try. There's a place by
I tried
my
it recently for the first
There's
time,
a
and I was
place
like,
by
holy
my-
shit. My parents made me try it. I was
there's
like,
a place by
that's
my house
crazy,
called
man.
Champ's Diner, and it's all vegan, and they got this like this chicken. It's like a chicken, not cutlet, but it's like a chicken patty sandwich. Dude,
It's
it's
like
like
a
vegan?
fried chicken sandwich.
it's
legit?
chicken.
That's
Yeah,
good.
dude.
I like that
It's
stuff.
chicken.
See, I like that
Incredible,
stuff.
man.
It's incredible. I got one for old Beanie. He loved it.
Absolutely incredible. Just the like vegan 10 years ago to vegan now is like a whole different
Yeah,
world, man.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
crazy.
Yeah. They're doing big things, the vegans.
It's crazy.
Doug Cupo asks, you've had a lot of sick video parts and street edits. What's your favorite section you filmed? First saw you skating in Honey Baked.
Favorite
What's your
section,
favorite section
I
that you
filmed?
filmed? I guess of you, because he said that you had a lot of sick. I know my favorite of yours.
Favorite thing that I did. Probably Lost Tapes.
Was that the one where you skated with the cast? No, that wasn't Lost Tapes. That was in
What
Spain,
is-
right? That was in...
Oh yeah, that was Seis de Bastos.
Oh, Seis de Bastos.
with the cast. Yeah.
Sí, sí.
Sí,
Sí,
claro,
Seis de
claro.
Claro.
So, Lost Tapes?
Yeah,
Lost Tapes, that whole video is fucking
Lost Tapes
nuts.
for sure. Yeah, Lost
And
Tapes.
I remember when that video came out, too. People were like, I think it was a free video, might have when it first came out.
No,
It
we
was-
charged for it. We
Oh,
charged
okay.
for it.
Well, it came out, and there was like... It was the first VOD that was like a decent length. It was like a 40-minute video, which is like
Yeah.
unheard of because everything was just like sections. And it was legit as fuck, even to this day.
Well, it's crazy because we...
Yeah, I want to watch that video.
I think like SK did the first selfie video.
Yeah.
And then I think we were like the second one who
Was
did
Casey
it.
Mo the first selfie?
Yeah.
I think it was like Casey
I think
Mo, and
so,
then
yeah.
I think we did ours like right afterwards.
Mm.
So like we were the two that like pushed the way of this
Yeah.
like price point and
Mhm.
like
Yeah.
I guess like price versus quality and time.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
like we were the ones who were like first putting, because when everyone
Real
went into
videos
VOD,
on-
we were like,
online.
wait, like
Yeah.
do we charge $5? Do we
Yeah, you
charge
don't
10?
know.
Do we charge?
Yeah.
We were just like, fuck it, like
As a
15.
new
That sounds
frontier,
alright.
yeah.
So, and it worked, and yeah, that video was crazy, man.
That was a really good...
Holy
I think
crap.
that was honestly one of like my favorite of like the modern day videos, I would say, you know. But like I said, it was like a 40-minute video, like 45-minute video. It was like
Yeah.
a legit, like you went and bought a legit video from this
Yeah.
fucking store, skate shop, whatever. And it was all insane skating from all you guys.
Yeah, I mean,
Why in particular was that your favorite section?
just because, I mean, that was, like I said earlier, that was the time of my life where I was like,
Dedicated.
I was like 100% going in, and we all were in that house, man. Like anyone that is listening that came to that house knows, like, did you ever come to the house when we were living there?
No. What house was...
a lot of ripping.
In Los
the
Angeles.
Death Gime.
I don't know if I was there.
So,
What
like,
house did you guys used to jam at?
It was like,
Yeah.
That's it?
Oh, you've been there.
So I've been
with
there.
Adam Caroselli.
I've been there a couple of times.
Yeah. It was
What,
these
our
guys.
house?
Yeah, he'd been there.
You
in-
probably weren't
it's,
there.
it's like the little parking lot and then the little white house in the corner.
Parking lot. I don't remember parking lot.
No, maybe he's talking about your spot.
No, but
No.
you're talking about a place we were
Yeah,
jamming
the jam room. Yeah.
in L.A.
Yeah.
Yes, he was there.
Okay.
Okay, anyways. So
Whatever.
we had this house, and like literally there's like 3 of us that had jobs.
Skating every day.
There's like 10
Yeah.
people living there, 3 people had jobs. Like
Mhm.
pretty much no one worked. And
People had
our whole thing was that we would go out every single day. Everyone would put $5 on gas, and we would just like absolutely try to fucking destroy as much as we could.
Yeah, sick.
And like everyone was at the peak of their game, everyone was feeding off of each other, and like it was just literally like hammer after hammer after hammer after hammer for like an entire year straight. So like that is what Lost Tapes was. So for sure that's like my best. That was like, for me at least, like that's when I was pushing myself the hardest. And then these guys moved in, like Bill moved in, fucking John moved in. They're like living on the couch, and
crazy ass crew.
man, I just like, I'd come home from work and like everyone would be waking up and shit and be like, oh my god, this is crazy. And then, like we'd go skate and people would be literally jumping off roofs every single day.
It was insane.
That's such a crazy description.
Dude, I was just remembering like Bina had like one of like the gnarliest clips ever. It was just like this, if we can cut to this picture, it's just like off this roof over like this double rail into like this bank that was like down, flattened down. It's just like the most
is that intersection?
Yeah, it was the ender of that section.
Just the most hesh.
Now I know where to find the clip to put it in.
Just the most hesh photo and clip that's ever been. But it was like in the midst of this time where we were just like, there, you know, there was like obviously different generations, like, and there were people like, you know, I was coming down there to like feed off their juice, and like they were like just a machine of they're skating every day, like, and just like getting shit done.
Yes, because like they moved in and like they were both skating for SSM, like Billy and John. And then like I just had started skating for SSM, and I think Tin was also skating SSM and Seba. So like it was like turned from a Volo house into like a SSM house really quick, kind of randomly. And then we were all just like,
which also entailed that like we were like being wild, like, you know,
dude, it was literally like drinking like 60 beers at night and then passing out like in the beer cans and then waking up
and trying to jump the biggest shit
and like doing it again the next day. And it was just like absolute insanity.
It's sick.
Could you picture doing that stuff now?
Yeah.
You ready again? Picture like nah.
Well, if
not
we
too far off.
If we could live $5 a day, like we were.
I'm talking about the drinking 60 beers a night and then going hammers the next day.
If we didn't have to work, I would do it.
Oh yeah, okay, there you go.
Yeah, the work is what makes it tough.
Yeah. Sergio says, Bina, what skaters are you inspired by these days?
What skaters? Oh, that's a really good question.
That is a good question.
That is a good question.
Yeah.
Good question, Sergio.
Wow. Shout out Sergio, by the way.
Yeah.
He has fucking heart.
If I can give shout outs, I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll allow it.
Who am I inspired by nowadays? It's, you know, it's ever changing because, you know, people are in and out of the thing. But for the top of my brain, Gavin Drum.
Fuck yeah.
It's a good one.
It's like, I think probably my favorite skater. Probably my favorite skater of all time.
Favorite skater of all time. Ooh.
Yeah.
Look at that.
I love Gav.
It's just like everything I see him do, I'm just like, it's just, oh
yeah, he's one of the best.
Like he's got it.
Great
and he's a good guy.
Well.
Yeah, he's a good guy too.
And a great person, yeah. Joe Atkinson.
Big Joe.
But, you know, everyone
loves Joe.
Everyone loves Joe.
Everybody loves Raymond.
But I really do love Joe, and I think Joe inspires, you know, millions.
Probably, because of his contests.
He skates like a rollerblader.
He just. And
I'm gonna leave it right there.
He really.
That's what I like about him.
He really took it, and it was like this. He took the entire thing. And he said, like, all right, let's go. Like, let's take it. Like,
he maximizes the use of his rollerblades.
It's so good, man.
Yeah,
it's so inspiring to see. Like, every single thing I see, I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Like, what?
Watching all his contest runs and shit.
For sure. Oh my God, his last contest run.
They're all fucking
last
crazy.
one? No, but the last one.
I don't even remember the name of that contest, but everyone was posting about.
Stupid.
Incredible, man. Who else? I guess those are my two right now that are in like the forefront of my brain.
Any young guys you see?
Any young guys? To be honest, I'm really not like following the whole. I try to distance myself as much as I can from the internet. Other than like the company stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm not really like hip to what's happening.
Those are, I mean,
I
I would consider Joe Atkinson, like, even though he might not be like a young guy, he's like the most recent generation of people killing it.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, I think it's just probably because that through travels I've like bumped into Joe and bumped into Gav and like follow them more on a personal basis rather than like a skating basis. You know? So I'm not like scouring the internet to be like what's all the cool skating happening. I'm just like, hey, these are my fucking really good friends. Like, what are they doing? I'm like, oh my god, like it just like blow me away. Yeah. Like what they're doing, and not even to mention skaters, but like the stuff that Dom West is doing as like a videographer and the stuff that he's doing. Oh my god, yeah. Just like bringing the skating in such like a
pro way,
like so legit, man, and just like bringing that to more people, because I think it's like more digestible for like the mass crowd or whatever. And it's just like, man, the stuff he makes, I'm just like
that's how I feel the same way too.
Like drooling. I'm like, oh man, like anything he makes is gold.
I can't wait for the next Dom West flick.
Incredible stuff, man.
Chris Crowder asks, what do you think Blading needs most?
Oh god.
Don't you love that one?
I thought there was gonna be like a follow up, like, what do you think?
No, that's it. He's bold
like,
right there.
No, he's just Jesus Christ. Chris,
Jesus
Christ. Quite a responsibility.
This is like, is God?
You don't have to answer it.
Like,
you don't have to answer it, I guess.
It's like such a loaded question. Like,
yeah, it's a gnarly one.
Like, what is the meaning of life?
Yeah, no, it's like a long day. Like, it's so open.
What does Blading need most of? I would say Blading needs
Montre Livingston.
God, this question. It's what every single industry needs. It needs people just literally out there doing it, and not like being these armchair anthropologists like complaining about it, or like sitting on the sideline and like, whether you're sitting on the sideline putting negativity or positivity into the situation, it's like it would be much more beneficial if you were out there pushing it in the way that you want to see it be pushed. Because sitting on the sidelines and cheering it on isn't going to do anything. So I guess
less opinions, more action.
What I want to see more of is people doing more things. Like I want more VODs that I can buy. I want more people traveling to be making these things where I'm like, this is what grows the sport, you know, like people just creating. Like I go on the internet right now, like what can I buy? Like 10 things, you know. It's like, let's see more of it. Like 10 years ago, 15 years ago, I mean,
feel that.
It's like you didn't even have enough money back then to buy all the shit that was coming out.
Yeah, that was one.
But now it's like you're waiting for something to come out. You're like, yes, I get to buy something.
Let's
go. It's like,
make something.
Yeah.
So I guess more of that. Yeah, just creativity, more manifestation of
ideas. Yeah.
I like that answer.
Like
you were worried at first. I think you got away with it.
No, that's a heavy question.
Dude, that's a tough question.
That's a heavy question. What do you think Blading needs more of? Oh man. What do you got? How long do you got?
I mean, people are asking about this. I don't know if you want to talk about it necessarily, but I'm going to just throw it out there.
Let's do like 2 or 3 more.
I'm just going to throw this one out there.
Okay.
People are asking about the Cullen fight from the Lost Tapes. Numerous people have asked about it. I don't know if that's something you want to...
No, it's not a sensitive subject. Well, maybe for him. I don't know.
Well, let me shout out. Daniel Scarano asked, and who else asked about it?
The Cullen fight.
Sergio also asked about it. Someone else too. Well, talk about it. I think I heard this story before too.
That's hilarious, man. I forgot about that.
Sean got a heavy kick in the ribs.
I mean, I wasn't even there. So.
Oh, okay.
I was working because, you know, only a few of us worked back then. I was working and the guys went out for a night in the town. And I guess they were with Sean, and things escalated to where he got angry, and then
which happened a lot with Sean.
What's that?
Which happened a lot with
Sean. Yeah, you know, it's erratic, a little bit of erratic sometimes. But he stormed off, and he said he was gonna grab his gun, just under his breath, and everyone was like, "What the fuck?" So they're all freaking out at the van, oh, what do we do? And they grabbed the Hi8 camera out of the
Mhm.
back because like they just got done skating, so they have all the camera gear on them. They grabbed the Hi8 camera and they just see like, I mean, you see in the movie that Sean just like storming across the street like a madman. And he comes up to the camera, pulls out a pistol, and like pistol whips the Hi8,
Mm-hmm.
and the Hi8 like smashes to the ground. Big scuffle. Like nothing's edited in that part of the movie. Like that's all from the tape.
Mm-hmm.
Like the camera literally like geeked out until that moment again where it was filming, and it was like him like in a headlock on the ground. Like it's all raw.
Yeah.
And when I was going through the lost tapes and I saw that, I was like, this is gold.
You didn't even know what happened, but you knew what happened though.
I knew it happened, but not like that. Like
yeah.
And then when I saw it when I was making the movie, I was like, because we were really good friends with Sean.
Yeah.
Like Sean had
was by a lot. Yeah.
Sean like brought us into Los Angeles, like gave us a home like while we were trying to find our place, and like he like really helped us out, and like we were all like, you know, he can be tough to deal with, as a lot of people can be tough to deal with. But he helped us like a ton in the beginning, and we'd always kind of like skated with him and been really good friends with him. But I guess this particular night, like maybe, you know, the guys were drinking a little bit too much. And that whole thing happened. So he pistol whipped the camera and the fucking camera falls to the ground. And then the camera's like, the next shot is like him on the ground, like in a headlock. And they're all like kicking his ass. But pretty much it's because he said that he was going to pull out a gun. And he did pull out a gun. He pistol whipped the camera. But
everyone just jumped on him?
Yeah, and everyone jumped. They were like, fuck.
Yeah, get
like,
him down.
Yo, like, yeah, this motherfucker's got a gun, man. Like, let's take him down. And they had pinned him down, and the gun happened to be a spray-painted water gun.
Oh, my God. Do you see that in the video or no?
Yeah,
I didn't know that part.
Yeah, it was a spray-painted...
I've heard the story, too, before, and I never heard that part either.
Yeah, it was a little...
Wow.
So like
classic Sean C.
But I guess Sean C got his ribs are broken from the head.
Oh really?
Because I mean,
well, if you have a gun, you want to like,
of course, if you're gonna whip out a gun on someone, like of course they're gonna kick your ass. But I guess it just went so fast to where like he didn't get to explain himself thoroughly, and then like he's just like crawling away.
I just remember Dar's hitting him with a boot in the ribs, man. And
good for him though. So were you guys chill after that or no?
There was a few weeks of animosity. There was a few weeks of animosity, and he said he was gonna like get us exterminated from LA or something, or whatever. And we were just like, yeah, okay, Sean. And we became friends again. You know, we're all on like good terms. And then I released the movie, and he was like, "I'm gonna sue you." And I was like, "You can't sue me."
Yeah.
Like you can't, like we're not like a legal entity, nothing. Like what are you gonna sue? Like the air? Like you can't sue me.
You can film anything these
days.
What are you gonna sue that?
And so pretty much I was like being a good sport, and I was like, all right, like if it really like bothers you, like I'll delete it from the movie, I'll re-upload it without that part. And then after like a week he was like, yeah, don't fucking worry about it. And I was like, okay. So
but you guys are cool now.
I mean, I haven't talked to him in years.
Since then,
I saw him like maybe 3 years later outside of your old place, the Loft. Just like his like walking around the street. I'm like, yo, what the fuck? Like, Sean Cullen, is that you, dude? And he's like, oh, what's up, man? Like, we talked for a little bit. That's the last time I talked to him.
That's real. So. That was a crazy story too. I didn't know that it was a fake gun.
Yeah,
that's funny.
That's funny, gun, man. That's so funny.
We're gonna call it at that for the questions. Was there anything else?
Is there anything more? Nothing else?
Nothing like.
Yeah, I think we'll call it that.
Yeah. Anything else that you wanted to talk about or say anything before we sign off?
I mean, not really.
Smoke, crack, bleed, vert.
Do acid, not drop acid, not bombs.
Oh, I didn't even realize that that's really close to the original. I didn't even realize.
Smoke, crack, bleed, vert.
Yeah, that's pretty sick. I should make a smoke.
Life is like a full circle, man.
Life is like a full
You gotta have a whole line of just drug shirts.
Yeah, drug related shirts. Not that we condone doing acid
or crack. Or bleeding vert.
Or
bleeding vert.
Or dropping bombs.
Or dropping bombs. You don't condone one of those things.
None of that stuff is cool.
Yeah.
Is there anything I want to talk about?
Anything you want to touch on that you hadn't, maybe a message to the people who look up to Haitian, or the people who hadn't seen INTI, or the people who might be, wanting to smoke crack or blade vert.
Well, if you want to blade vert, that's cool.
Crack
and dropping acid also could be cool.
It depends.
But dropping bombs on innocent humans
wrong.
And smoking crack are also two very bad things.
That's wrong.
But more importantly, yeah, I got nothing.
You good?
I got nothing, man.
We ended up with a good message right there. That was a very positive message. We had Billy as the hype man, but Bina, thank you so much for coming on. I can't believe it took this long to get you on.
Yeah.
So considering the time that you've been in New York. But thanks everybody for watching. If you don't already,
just want to say thanks for coming on the show.
Yep. Thanks for having me. It's been cool.
Everyone look.
I wish you could just go on for like hours, like 5 hours.
Right? No, it's
5 hours.
It's
We'd be
easy.
here till like 4 in the
It's
morning.
easy.
Yeah. I'll do it.
But it's do you got crack?
Do you
have vert?
We could drop some acid.
You got a bomb? You got a bomb?
Stay up all night.
No, but yeah, honestly, thanks for coming on. We appreciate it, and I feel like we can go on for a long time with you. Actually, this
is good. I had a good time.
It's been easy.
I had a good time.
And everyone who hasn't checked out HaitianMagazine.com, check out
Big Cartel,
the video INTI. It's been out.
We'll link it down below.
It's free now. We're gonna put the trailer up.
We'll link it down below.
Yeah,
and stay tuned for the future project in Tenerife.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
with a ton of that's in September, October.
Yeah, but
the video's gonna come out much later.
Spring next year, probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
So stay tuned for that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And my man keeps it moving.
Woo.
He's still doing blading things.
Woo.
He's crushing. Woo! Woo!
Yeah, all the films are online for free. So like, if you haven't seen
Valparaiso.
I'm pretty sure it's online for. But that's Save Us thing. I'm not sure if you put it for free or not.
Okay, but yours is INTI.
I mean, I think they're all free, man. Like the first two.
They gotta be
Reincarnation,
by now.
Lost Tapes. They're all free. So just watch them
Check it out.
and skate.
Check it out.
Yeah.
Haitian Magazine, Brian Bina.
Bina, thanks for taking the time to come out with us. It's been great. Thank you everybody for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.
Episode 35. Oh, by the way, if you don't, are we done?
Yeah, you go for it. Go for it.
Okay.
This is your
iTunes.
Let's get to 200 ratings.
Okay, first of all, we got to go to YouTube. Go to YouTube. Subscribe and hit the notification bell. Go to iTunes. We got give us a 5-star rating. Give us a comment. Give us a review. Go on our YouTube. Really appreciate the interaction. It means a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And
keep doing your thing out there.
Keep doing your thing.
Keep doing your thing out there.
Thanks everyone. We appreciate it.
We'll see you on the next one. All right, peace everybody.